Welcome to Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in the digital world. So today we're going to look at we're going to call it vintage ballpoint pen. Little discovery here. I'm not sure what the definition anymore is of vintage. It seems to keep changing. I always thought it was, if it was 25 to 50 years old, it was vintage. I don't think this is quite 25 years old, but these pens were found at in a thrift store bin recently when I was there, and I picked them up. A couple things about these Papermate Wright Brother pens. So this is the old style of Papermate Wright Brother pens. They have since redesigned these pens, and the barrel now is, well, everything about the pen is different. And a lot of people really don't like the new ones. They preferred the old ones. And we'll talk more about that. But these were originally sold at Meyer, a chain based here in Michigan, actually. And there's a lot of Meyer stores in Michigan. For $1.07. And I paid $1. So I guess you could say not a lot of depreciation over the many years that these pens hung around. So let's look at the package. It is in a cellophane bag here, see-through. Papermate Wright Brothers. Down here at the bottom, see medium point, black ink. 10 ballpoint pens. They had a promotion going at the time. Win a chance to be on Animal Planet TV, plus over 55,000 other wild prizes. Papermate Wild About Writing. So that was sort of a promotion that they had going on. And on the back, there are details about how you can, computers, mountain bikes, walkie-talkies, but this is, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze here. Sorry about that. Well, it's going to be really hard, if not impossible, for you to see in the details of this drawing that they're having. There is something here with a date on it that says when the drawing expires. And let me see if I can find it. So the expiration date, or entries, must be received by December 31st, 2002. 2002. So it is now 2023. So, as far as at least the contest is concerned, this would date this, if these were, say, in the stores in 2002, that was 21 years ago. So, maybe that will help date these pens for us. So, this is all about the contest. Here it says high quality yet economical smooth writing ballpoint pen. Papermate, at the heart of communication. Explains here, ballpoint pen. This is a medium, 1.0 millimeter tip. This is the color. These must have been all the options for Papermate pens at the time. And you can see non-refillable. So these were disposable pens. 2002, Sanford owned Papermate, and I believe who bought Sanford? Newell Rubbermaid, I think, bought Sanford at some point. Or they already did. Here, I'm ahead of myself. 2002. Assembled in Mexico, it says. So 21 years ago, they were already producing in Mexico, a division of Newell Rubbermaid. And I believe that's all still the case when it comes to Papermate. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little slit here in the back of this package and see. I don't want to tear it completely because I kind of like the old package, but see if we can't coax one of these pens out so we can take a look at it. I have to open this up a little bit more for the... There we go. Okay. Put that aside. Here's one of the pens. Now, I also remember they used to make kind of color-keyed bodies. So that would be all black or all blue for blue pens. But I also do remember the white-colored barrels with the ink color-keyed caps and tips. I remember the blue ones, and so I think they, you know, they made these in a number of different configurations in terms of color. But the body style was always the same. So you have Papermate, Wright Brothers, medium, point. It looks like MFD, but the last little horizontal of the E just didn't print. And here we have our tip of the pen. There's a little air hole there. You know, the Papermate always had this sort of tapered top to it, designed to really catch the cap. So when you posted the cap, it would, you know, really kind of stick on very well. And so it is a very thin barrel, very thin. Let me get a new style Papermate pen so that we can see actually how they have changed the design. Okay, so here is the old and the new. Now, it's a blue one, but let me take these caps off. So you can see immediately the difference. One, the old Papermate is a bit longer, perhaps almost a half an inch longer. And the barrel itself is quite a bit wider. Not just here, but also the tip itself, the holding area, quite a bit wider. I mean, I would say substantially wider, the circumference, than the old one. You can also see how they changed the design of the tip. It's different. Here, they also designed a little ridge for a clickable snap to the cap going on, where the old style, the cap was just, it was just a tension fit. It just snugged on. I mean, the caps themselves are completely different, of course, as well as the pens. You can see how the design has really changed. And so people I've talked to and heard from, particularly people maybe with who prefer just a thinner pen for whatever reason. Maybe they have smaller fingers or hands, or maybe they just are uncomfortable with a wider barrel. Really miss this old style pen. So, you know, things like these always comes down to personal preference. But while I had an old style available, I thought it would be worth taking a little time to sort of look at the old versus the new. You can also see the Papermate logo itself, that it maintains the stacked hearts, but they've gone from a all cap logo, printed logo, to a upper and lowercase cursive logo, which is actually interesting because a lot of companies that had cursive logos are now doing away with them and going to just a block printed logo. Just Cadillac comes to mind. Cadillac always had a very elegant cursive logo, and now it's just a bold block letter Cadillac. Why is that? Because people don't use cursive anymore. Because many students in school are not taught cursive, and if you can't write cursive, you cannot read cursive. And I will not go off on that. Today I will spare you that whole lecture of why I think that's wrong. But the company, many companies are just understanding that this is a reality, that cursive is gradually becoming obsolete and will gradually become very difficult for people to read because they don't understand how cursive works. So they're just updating their logos. Papermate went the other way. So that's interesting, and especially because it's a company that makes writing instruments. So, anyways, okay. Now, what we're going to do is take a look. If anyone want to make a little side wager here as to whether or not this thing's going to write, if we're safe to say it's 21 years old. It has been in that package for it's been in this cellophane cocoon here for 21 years. Will it write? I think that's a good question to ask. A couple months ago, I had a pack of vintage Bic Bold ballpoint pens. I think they were only maybe 10 years in the package, and they wrote beautifully. I've been using them. The Papermate, we're going to find out. So let's just start. See if we can, oh my goodness gracious. Let's see if we can get this thing going. Huh? How about that? Still writes. Okay? Just saying. Still writes. So, I thought maybe I spent $1 on a bunch of dried up old pens. And unlike the Bic, I don't know if there's a way to actually put a fresh ink tube in these. I don't think you can. The Bics you can. Not these old Papermates, or the new Papermates for that matter. I think they're a one and done kind of a pen. Wasteful in so many ways, but anyways, yes. You know, it is it is a thin pen. Again, I mean, I can tell just holding it, but it's round, unlike a Bic Crystal, which is hexagonal, more akin to a pencil. So, well, all right, I'm sort of pleased here. I was not sure what to expect. We started off a little rough, but once we got it flowing, you can maybe see, whoop, let's come in a little bit here. You can see a little bit here at the top. On the back loop, you can see these little splotches. We're not getting it so much now that the ink is sort of, I think, fully coated the ballpoint. But thank you for watching. Okay, our 21-year-old Papermate Wright Brothers medium point black ballpoint pen. Still kicking. I appreciate you watching. If you like these videos, please subscribe, share, leave a comment, and I'll see you again soon here on Always Analog.